Hello everyone. This is Matt, aka Chewy. There's Nick the Goblin, and then here is Mini-Val, Charles that is. And we have just got done watching the second of the Chris Nolan Batman trilogy. By that I mean The Dark Knight. I don't have the cardboard cover that had the original Batman part on it. Just, it was underneath the Joker part, but whatever. Even today, even haven't seen the third one afterwards in 2012, I still think of all, not just of the three Nolan ones, but of all seven since the Batman '89, that this is the best. Like, this is the gold. And you know, sorry. And you know, there's so many reasons why, but I'll just to get it out the way, I'll just make it adamantly clear. The late Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker was just, words cannot describe it. Do you know words that can describe that?
No, I cannot, but I actually wasn't quite going to get to him at first, but yes, like Heath Ledger's performance really is, I'm actually going to say this. I think it's one of the best supporting performances ever. I would go that far, and he definitely, there was no competition that year of who was nominated or who wasn't nominated as far as male supporting goes. He is just scary here. He is just in a totally different world. Like, you cannot sit there and really see him as the actor. You just see the character, and that is it. And he hands down the best performance in the whole movie. I mean, even when he's not on screen, you really feel his performance in this. And
Want to know how I got these scars?
yes, this is a performance that was definitely worthy of all the attention it got. And the movie itself too, I actually want to get into that. This movie goes beyond what it should have been. Like we said in the previous ones, like, you know, they did Batman in kind of an over-the-top style, which worked for its time, and some people did like that. I'm talking even like the Tim Burton ones, but Christopher Nolan, he had a more realistic tone than Batman Begins and started this series like this. And I will actually have to say, even though there's not a lot of realism in this movie, like, they portray it as this crime drama with just a thriller, and it is very thrilling, this movie. And it really goes, like I said, how it really goes beyond what it should have been. It definitely does. I mean, it gets to a point to where it's beyond what a Batman movie should have ever been, and that is actually why it works the best. Is because it's not just about the character of Batman or Bruce Wayne. It's not just about villains. It is really about just how screwed up humanity could be if you really think about it, and just all these, like, nobody in this movie's perfect. Everybody's flawed. Everybody in deep down has some kind of criminal in them, and the Joker's character really brings it out in these people. This movie really takes that big of a step. Actually, I'm going to go as far as to say this movie took a big risk, and it definitely paid off.
Yeah, you know, it is a big crime drama. In fact, one of the inspirations for the movie was the movie Heat. That's paid homage to with the first scene in the movie, the heist scene at the beginning. William Fichtner even plays the bank manager in that scene, just like he did in the movie Heat. Excellent sequence with the use of the IMAX cameras. You get that full-fledged clear aspect ratio. By the way, if you were around in 2008 and if you'd gotten a chance to see this movie at an IMAX theater, like I did actually,
Me too.
you were very lucky. Not look, I'm not just talking about the new light IMAXs where they took an original screen, made it wall to wall, ceiling to ceiling, and took a couple rows out. We have an IMAX, an actual Intergy IMAX by our local aquarium. And that IMAX, it's the actual 8-story
Huge.
full-blown thing. But it's normally used for pretty killer documentaries of wildlife and whatnot, and in 3D. This movie was, Dark Knight was not 3D, but normally they don't show movies at that IMAX, but occasionally for specialty they will. A few months after The Dark Knight's original theatrical screening in 2008, that IMAX theater decided, as a special second run during Halloween season for a few weeks, decided to show the movie on like Fridays and Saturday nights. And I and an old friend of mine got a chance to go to one of those screenings, and it was actually my 6th time seeing it in the theater that year.
It was my 3rd.
And when
exactly my 3rd, actually.
And we got an opportunity to go see it, and man, when those, especially that first scene with the bank robbery, and then all the other IMAX scenes just came up, I'm like, wow. And this is me just looking at everything, whoa, Nothing against the newer IMAX lights, as we like to call them, but I had that opportunity to see the movie like this, and sadly, Chris Nolan's upcoming movie Interstellar is said to have a lot of scenes shot in IMAX, and sadly, I probably will never get to see it at that big screen. I can live with that. But, so really, and Heath Ledger was the top performance, clearly, but every performance in the movie was very good.
I actually have to get to that. You can go first, though.
I mean, Christian Bale, despite the rigid voice in his Batman costume, I think really, 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 really pulled it off. And even, like previous supporting characters that we used to never give a crap about, like Gordon and Alfred, they really played big, big parts in this movie, and you really give a shit about them. Gary Oldman, Michael Caine, and even Morgan Freeman as Lucius Fox, which, by the way, would be so funny to get insulted by him. A particular scene.
Such a dry sense of humor.
Yeah, a particular scene where one of Wayne's clientele realizes who Batman is because he dug up the old Applied Sciences archives and showed it to Lucius Fox and asked for $10 million a year for the rest of his life, and he was just like, you really believe your client, one of the most richest men on the planet, is secretly a vigilante at night, beating criminals to a pulp, and your plan is to blackmail this man? Good luck. And he gives that smile. Like, how to get insulted by Lucius Fox like that, man? But but especially Aaron Eckhart was just really rocking as Harvey Dent, and then later in the movie Two-Face. And even, Maggie Gyllenhaal, even though she's not Katie, well, she's better than Katie Holmes. I'm going to say it like this, I just wish she was Rachel in the first movie. I just hate seeing roles recast like that, but it's whatever.
Me too, actually.
But there really is no bad performance in the movie, so.
Actually, yeah, he is right. I cannot recall a single bad performance in this. But I'm actually going to give the second best performance to Gary Oldman. His character really progressed a lot in this movie, and that's another thing. Just like how I was describing this movie, he really takes a step beyond what it should have been, and he is just, put it this way, I would have actually even nominated him as good as he is here. Nothing tops Heath Ledger though, but then I would probably give the third to what's his name?
Aaron
I was gonna say Alan Arkin for some reason.
Aaron Eckhart.
Yeah, Aaron Eckhart as Harvey Dent, Two-Face. I liked both performances. I liked them better as Two-Face and Harvey Dent, but it all adds up into one performance it is, and they are both like really good characters that you really care about in this. Mostly Gordon and Harvey Two-Face. Actually, Alfred. It's not really criticism to Michael Caine's performance or the character at all, but like, I have to disagree with him on this. Like, he really doesn't do much in his movies. Besides, be there for Bruce Wayne, and It's not bad, but it's good. It's good, but it's nothing outstanding. And yes, Morgan Freeman's hilarious in this movie. I like him better here than in the first one. And Christian Bale really he upped his game as far as being a convincing action hero. And he's just as good as Bruce Wayne as he was in the first. Just as good as Batman, despite the voice. And actually, I have to get to the voice. Like, it's not distracting, but like, yeah, he really did overdo the voice there a little bit, and it's kind of funny. But
well, you know, his voice has a lisp to it in this one. Like, he's like when he's telling Harvey Dent, "You're the symbol of hope that city needs." He's like, "You're the symbol of hope the city needs."
No, the one I like was at the very beginning, when it's like these other people dressed as Batman. It's when the Scarecrow appears in the only scene in the movie, and one guy's like, "We're just trying to help you," and he was like, "I wear hockey mask," something like that. I don't know. I probably did a bad
It was great. It was great dialogue.
Yeah, it was.
I'm not wearing hockey pads. It was great dialogue, you know. But
oh, it was hockey pads.
Hockey pad or mat?
Hockey
you know what?
pads,
No pads, because they were wearing regular Batman masks.
And the line he says at the Joker at the end was funny too. He's like, "You'll be living in a cell forever," something like that.
A padded cell, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But you know what? Let me get to and you know, this is like a damn near perfect movie, but even like all damn near perfect movies, there's a reason why it's called damn near perfect, because there's always this itty bitty niche you got to pick. In this movie, it's nothing technical, it's nothing directly to the story, and certainly it's not acting, and it's not pace, it's nothing like that. It's minor plot holes and inconsistencies, primarily a few unexplained situations, such as the Joker is in Wayne's penthouse for the big party scene for Harvey Dent, you know, where he's taunting Rachel, and he throws Rachel out the window, and Batman just dives to save her. And you see, they make it safe, but what did the Joker and his goons do after that? I mean, did he continue holding him? Did he just like, we know what, we got rid of Batman, so we're gonna leave? You know,
I think that's what he did. I think they just disappeared.
Maybe.
And yeah, there's a few low plot points that I had to pick at. I mean, looking back on it again, actually, there's one that I used to not like a lot, but looking back on it, it really does serve the plot a lot. I didn't like the fact that the Rachel Dawes character was killed off, but looking back on it, it really makes sense, better sense to me in this one. There's a few little things I didn't like. Like, I thought it was kind of lame how they captured the Hong Kong villain.
But that was one of my favorite parts. He's some of the skyhook.
Yeah, this guy.
I don't know how believable, like how
that's
realistic
what I'm saying. It wasn't believable to me.
But it was pretty cool, like, and believable in the sense of how so well timed everything was. But you know what? Even in a realistic movie, and dramas, even like historically accurate movies, you still gotta suspend disbelief.
Oh, there's one that I really have to get on. Is this in the very beginning when the Joker and his henchmen rob the bank? This is so unrealistic. Like, he comes out with the bus. It's like he would not have escaped.
No.
With that.
Just like, and you know, when Harvey did his Two-Face, when you look at the way that his face is, I'm not going to get into the fact that, for one, that excruciating pain would make him, you know, unable to function, but that's a different, I think his emotional pain overpowered that. But, you know, the messed up side, he has no lip here or gone. He would not be able to talk as clear as he does right there. He really wouldn't. But, you know what? This was still a much better Two-Face than Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Ain't no trucker back.
Yeah, y'all did it for me this time.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the plot a little bit. Like I said, it's a very these people are really disturbing. It's not good guy, bad guy versus thing. It's not this over the top, unrealistic world. I mean, it kind of is to an extent with some of the things we pinpointed, but they portray this as like a real crime drama mixed with like a big like summer action film, which it really is, and it really works. on that level, and like I said, the Joker, he's not the lead here, but he really ties everything together. And I'm actually going to talk a little bit about the performance here. Like the character itself too. Like the beauty of this character too is you do not know his motive. You do not know his identity at all. Like you don't know what's coming next from this guy. You don't even know why he's doing all this shit. He's just, you don't even know if he's really nuts, like clinically insane. He's what I get out of it is just this bored, intelligent guy that just wants to watch the world burn. He's doing a pretty damn good job at it.
Well, and he even looks more like a regular, his face is painted, not anything else. So he's not that comic book type that fell into a vat of chemicals and that kind of thing. But I tell you what, Heath Ledger, like, seeing all his other movies, The Patriot, Monsters Ball, Brokeback Mountain, and for him to put that voice on alone, like the work he did to make that high-pitched voice, I don't know what he did, but wow. And I know he took a lot of inspiration from like A Clockwork Orange. And you could tell primarily in the scene where he's in the jail. But I'll tell you what. And I know big summer temple action movies usually get ignored in this, but this movie was that good. Even though Heath Ledger did not get snubbed, everything else did when it came to awards season. It should have been at least nominated for Best Picture and Best Director for Christopher Nolan, because he just did a damn good job at directing this. Those were huge snubs. But his time's gonna come. I mean, with Inception, you got the Best Picture nom and the Best Screenplay nom. Still got snubbed on the Best Director nom. Maybe Interstellar, he'll get what he deserves. They're not too keen. They'll nominate a science fiction movie if it's good enough. They're not too keen on awarding them. But somehow the third Lord of the Rings was a clean sweep. So it is possible that science fiction and fantasy can win the major film awards. If the third Lord of the Rings film can do it, then certainly a more realistic Batman type movie can do it, but it's whatever. We know what movies are the best and what's not the best. We don't need an award ceremony to tell us.
They do have different. They do have certain types of certain what I mean by this is they do have what qualifies for best this, best that. They're very picky about what they choose.
I'm going to tell you this. Oscar snub is one thing, and this is a stupid awards ceremony I'm about to bring out, but I just have to. But the MTV Movie Awards, which are normally well respected, even though it nominated everything it should have, except for Best Villain for Joker, obviously, it lost everything to frickin' Twilight, the first Twilight movie, that god-awful movie. And we understand why, because what does MTV attract? Young little teenagers. And the MTV Movie Awards are in fact voted by fans, not corporate people. So that's what happened right there. But it's really? Anywho, that's whatever. We all know what the best movie of 2008 was, and I would say anyone says otherwise can go fuck themselves. No, I'm joking. Everyone's got an opinion. Everyone's got an opinion.
I would actually have to look at this. Would definitely be my top 5 or 3 for that year. But I remember really enjoying The Wrestler from that year.
Well, even Slumdog Millionaire, which was the best picture when it was actually good, and so was 127 Hours.
Actually, I wanted this. This is so irrelevant to this, but actually, I'll save it for next time. All right.
Okay, but you know what? So, Mini-Val, do you have anything to say?
Yes. Let's see.
I wish I was still Batman. What? No, you don't. No, I'm joking. I'm sorry.
No, but how about the fact that Scarecrow had to have a small part, like in this movie, and then he finally gets captured and locked in jail and stuff.
And then I guess he escapes because in the third movie he had a
Yeah,
small
something.
cameo too, which was
Yeah.
kind of comedic. I think, you know, after his ordeal in the first movie, his cameo in each of the sequels was supposed to be in a sense comedic in nature, like, oh look, it's that asshole again. That's kind of what it was because he failed miserably in his mission in the first movie. That now he's just this kind of rundown type villain wannabe, you know. So, you know, but that's that. And honestly, I have nothing else to say. I'm gonna tell you this, and despite the little critique I gave the movie, I'm gonna give this one the perfect 4-star rating. Because, you know, again, despite the plot critiques, nitpicks, it is near perfect enough to earn that 4-star. I mean, pacing, storyline, acting, everything. And again, the use of practical effects, character development, being character driven. Yes, I give it the perfect 4.
I'm gonna give it a 15 out of 4. I'm joking. I'm gonna give it. I'm definitely full 4. It really is an argument to where if this really is one of the best movies ever. It definitely to me is the best Batman movie ever. It's definitely hands down like top 3 that year it came out. It's perfect. I enjoy it a lot. It's great.
I'm gonna give it a full 4 also, because one,
Val Kilmer didn't
it
play
was
And Tommy Lee Jones.
it
was
was the best movie when it came out. It was. I ain't gonna lie, it was the best movie.
It was definitely the best summer movie. Nothing compared to that.
There were a lot of good movies that summer too. I mean, the first Iron Man came out that May. Hellboy 2 came out around that time. Hancock, Tropic Thunder were all great movies that summer. I kid you not. So it was a really, really, really good summer of movies, and that movie was just the top of it all. It was. If there's nothing else to be said, then
Yes, that's one other thing I
Okay,
want to
go
say.
for
It's
it.
actually about Heath Ledger's performance. Rewatching this again, like, and even the first time I watched it in the theaters, there's the scene when the 2 boats, they have the citizens and the prisoners, and in that one scene, like, how everybody just cannot do it, just cannot pull that button. They zoom into Heath Ledger's reaction. That reaction there alone was like that. It really adds a lot to his performance, and that's actually one of, even though he doesn't really say anything, that's one of my favorite parts of his performance. Actually, to me, that was just top-notch acting there, and there is a lot I could say about this, but I'd have to like write a whole book. All right, I'm finished.
all right. Well,
Just fucking go see it if you haven't seen it.
yeah. I mean, actually, you could probably buy the Blu-ray for like $10 now. It's dirt cheap. So and I don't care if you pirate it. I don't make money off of it. But you know, even 6 years later, 7,
something like
2008. Yeah, 7 years later, it's still a killer, top quality movie being talked about. All right. Well, we will see you next time for when we review the third and final of the Nolans, and the 7th and final of the overall big budget Batman movies, The Dark Knight Rises. All right. Later. Peace out.